This was kind of interesting because it's always amazing what you hear people talking about, whether you're at like a convenience store or that sort of thing. If you just listen, sometimes you hear the most random, most dumbest things you've heard in your life. And although I'm not a fan of Kanye whatsoever, but as far as production goes and that sort of thing, he does fairly well. Like I said, I'm not a big fan, but I do have to give him just little itsy bits of respect for that. But here's what killed me is I was in a convenience store and there's these two people in front of me. And of course, they're looking at all the crap magazines about Kanye and Kim Kardashian and all that crap. And the one guy says he says because why do they call my music genius? He goes, geniuses can't write music, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, that is the most redundant, most retarded thing I've heard in my life. And I didn't even want to dignify by putting my 2 cents. I was like, no, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because like I'm not gonna get very far.
Yeah, but then that's the kind of person that gets excited about Kanye West headlining Glastonbury.
Yeah. I was just going to say some Twitter news, actually, talking about new music. You know the band Spread the Filth, Ruby Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're splitting up. Did you know?
No way. Are you really?
Yeah, I know. I was really, really surprised. And yeah, the 19th of this month, they've just announced it. So that's really sad.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bit odd, though, because I saw them posting on Facebook like 2 days ago saying, they were like picking out songs for their sets and stuff.
Yeah, you're right. And on Instagram, too.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I don't know. It's on their sort of Twitter thing that they're saying that. So, I don't know. I mean, I've bought into them, and they're really cool, aren't they? Two-piece. I mean, drumming and singing, and I just, and I think you've had them on bands, haven't you, Jason?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, written a few blogs about them and stuff. Yeah, they're really cool.
So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they've gone the One Direction route of like notifying everyone 4 months early that they're splitting up.
Yeah. But anyway, So anyway, I was going to say, Jason, do you want to talk about the track?
So what? Revolution.
Yeah. We'll talk about what's happening because you've just had some exciting things going on, haven't you? Some filming that you're doing.
Yeah, we were up a tower block on Tuesday filming for the Salford Music Festival promo video. So we got to do a whole set, literally to the whole of Salford. It was pretty cool.
It must have been frightening.
Well, yeah, I'm terrified of heights anyway, so I had to hold on to some of the rails until I got used to it. But then, they kept wanting us to push to the edge so they could film us from down the bottom.
Hey.
So trying to sing and sort of like not fall over and get dizzy and stuff was pretty hard. But no, once I got used to it, it was really, really, really cool. Really cool.
I was going to say, how many stories was it?
23.
Oh.
Well, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, because
but it's something you don't get anyway.
Yeah, Mark's was from Vertigo as well, so he was pretty worried to be going out on the balcony, but yeah, we managed to pull it off. It was good. It was good fun.
Yeah, the famous saying goes, don't look down, but you can't help but look down.
Yeah, when they're saying, look down there, that's where we're
so wrong. I mean, Dave, you did some filming, didn't you, where you were freezing cold in the sea?
Yeah. I guess.
Go on.
I was going to say, kind of just probably the first wash I'd had in about 3 weeks. So.
Oh. That's poor.
That's pretty.
You must have been freezing. You must have had thermals on.
No, it was just me and my bottle of wild turkey. It was, when was it? End of March. So it was pretty cold, but to be honest, the sea was warmer than the beach.
Really?
Oh.
Doesn't say much, does it?
I managed to stay in those waves for so long.
Are you sure, or was that just the alcohol thinking that? And
should we play one of your tracks?
sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So we are gonna do Mr. G. Here we go. Grass cutter, dig this. Grass cutter with Mr. G. Now, how many of you think indeed that was Dave singing after he got a swift kick to the sack? In fact, it was. Go ahead, Dave. In fact, that was Tom the guitarist who sang that song. So, Dave, do you want to explain a little bit about that song?
Well, basically, first off, apologies if I step on anyone's toes tonight, but it's cutting out a lot, so I'm not hearing what everybody's saying. So
okay,
it's kind of like being interviewed by Norman Collier at times. But basically, the song, it kind of typifies one extreme of the band since the merger, I suppose, because that was written when Tom Mangel and Sean were effectively Control Z. So they brought that to the table when we kind of merged and made a full band. And we just thought it was natural for Tom to keep singing it. He wrote it the way he sings it. I couldn't do any better. So you know what I mean. It's extreme in the other sense of the type of music that it is as well, compared to what Tom and I were doing just together with the acoustic stuff. So that's one end of the scale.
Right.
Punk.
Right on, go ahead, B.
I was going to say, so Jason, you didn't really tell us about Revolution and how that came about?
Well, I think we just decided, we wrote that, I think it was about 18 months ago now, so it was pre the election campaigns kicking off, and obviously, like a lot of Brits, disillusioned with the current regime that was in power, so we thought we'd write a bit of a political tune, and that's what we came up with.
No, well, it's I think because you actually named your EP, which is out, Revolution as well.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a passionate thing for you, isn't it?
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not just about the political stance. It was more of a sort of that entwined with a bit of a sort of dig at the music scene. Cause it's so, I don't know. For me, it's so tired and saturated with really bad bands that
it can be a little bit
about it
as well. Yeah, I know what you mean. We've got X Factor back on, haven't we?
Well, I'm not talking about commercial music. I'm talking about all of it. Commercial and unsigned. I mean, the unsigned scene's literally just as bad as the commercial scene. For me, I mean, it's just like a copycat sort of. What's the word? Conveyor belt. It's just like someone's cloning teens somewhere with leather jackets and floppy fringes, and sort of like arming up with guitars as they're falling off the end and going, go forth and kill music.
Yeah, basically they've got
crash metal.
Say it, Dave.
I call it crash metal.
Oh, right, yeah, very good. I think there's not enough uniqueness, you're right, and that's why I like you two guys as bands, because you are unique and you do have your own kind of style, and it's fresh, and all of your songs are very different from each other as well, and they don't have a particular thing they fall into, do they? Would you agree?
Well, yeah, I really wouldn't be. I wouldn't be doing it. If I did fall into one of those categories, I'd be pretty annoyed if that was all I could muster. So, I'm quite pleased to not have an EP where all of my songs literally sound exactly the same.
Oh, fair enough. Now, just one quick thing, because I just got a DM. I've been talking with him, and it looks like tomorrow we're aiming for 9 p.m. GMT, and it looks like I'll either have Paul or I can't remember the guitarist name from Public Rebellion on for an interview.
Oh, right, okay.
So I was just talking with them. They said since we all live far away, can you one band member? So I said sure. So I'm just waiting on confirmation. So fingers crossed, I'll have one of them on tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Cool. Just something else that was in the news. There's a record store in Leeds which are basically opening their store up as a kind of music event, and that's on Saturday. And what they're doing is, because they want to support new music locally, so they're going to have 3 bands in to play, and then they've also invited down a record label so people can give demos and things. What do you think to that, guys?
I think that's an awesome idea. Really good idea. I mean, the thing is, to what Jason touched on, is that the chances are there probably will be a lot of bands that are sounding the same going to it, but you hope not. It's just a good springboard, a good platform for a band that maybe is out there who hasn't been heard. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and I agree. I think providing it's a decent record label, and not a record label that's looking for one of these, clones.
Oh, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, a lot of people don't really talk about is like we talk about these bands who aren't really original and aren't really looking to achieve much, but the thing is, you're saturated all over social media with these record labels as well that aren't actually record labels.
Yeah.
And, they're enticing these bands to do stuff like this. I'm not knocking anything that's going on in that record store or anything, but again, it works both sides.